What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we got an absolutely insane cinematic trailer for the brand new Star Wars game called Star Wars Eclipse, and I'm going to be breaking down all of the details for you guys about what we know so far. This game has been rumoured for a few months now, and it turns out some of the leaks were true. This is a game made by Quantic Dream, the team behind Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain, and it will be set in the High Republic era of Star Wars, which is essentially a prequel to the prequels, so it'll be set sometime in the few hundred years leading up to the Phantom Menace. Now, they've described the game as a new action-adventure, multiple character branching narrative game set in the High Republic era, which is quite a mouthful to be honest, but it does give us a pretty decent idea of what this game is going to be compared to just saying it's a story-driven game or something like that. Action adventure means it could be in that same sort of vein as Fallen Order, that third person style of game with some solid combat and a skill tree and all that type of stuff that you'd expect. Games like God of War, Red Dead Redemption, The Last of Us, all of those are classified as action-adventure games as well, so that style of game is definitely pretty exciting for a Star Wars game. As for the multiple character branching narrative game part of what they mentioned, this pretty much confirms that we're going to have a bunch of different playable characters to choose from, and we'll likely switch between these characters regularly throughout the game, maybe in a similar way to GTA 5 where you kind of have control of the three main characters and you can sort of switch whenever you want, or it might be a bit more tied to the narrative, such as, say, The Last of Us, where you start as Joel and end as Ellie when it suits the story, for example. But yeah, either way, we're confirmed to be having multiple playable characters. They go further in depth on this, saying that it lets you play as a diverse cast of charismatic characters, each with their own story, abilities, and role to play in the tapestry of events that could alter the carefully balanced piece of the Outer Rim. They also stated that every decision you make can have a dramatic repercussion on your journey. The way of life in the Outer Rim is being threatened and you must define your path. So what they're describing all sounds super interesting to me. I love this style of game, and Quantic Dream have made some absolute bangers in the past as well, so they're a really great studio to have in charge of the development of this game. I have absolute trust in them that this is going to be a pretty awesome game, provided they do take the time to get it right, and I'm super excited to hear more about it in the future. Now, as for the High Republic setting, I'm sure some of you guys might be a little bit skeptical about that, but personally I think this is actually the best setting the game could have gone for. It's a setting where they essentially have freedom to do whatever they want, so long as it doesn't contradict the Skywalker saga, of course, but that is going to be pretty hard to do considering how far before that it is actually set. The High Republic is a canon setting too, so I assume this game will be canon. It's not confirmed yet, and because they did mention that your decisions can alter the journey, maybe it won't be canon if there are like 10 alternate endings, for example, but my guess is that this will be canon considering the High Republic is all canon, and it would be kind of weird for them to make a whole last new era and then just not make this game canon. Now, I've actually read all of the High Republic novels so far, and I must say it's honestly some of my favorite Star Wars. I'm not joking when I say that. The setting is absolutely awesome. It's very similar to the prequels in that there's like thousands of Jedi, and I'm really interested to see whether the story of this game ties into the story of the current novels with the Nihil and the Drengir and stuff. I'm not too sure it will, but I have absolutely no doubt that it will at least have some nods to that stuff either way. There wasn't really much that I saw in the trailer that sort of linked to the current story, so I'm not 100% sure if it will go down that route or if it will just be its own thing, maybe before what's happening in the current story, or maybe it's afterwards. But yeah, like I said, I'm sure that they will have some sort of connection there. I think there's this notion among Star Wars fans that the High Republic is all like childish and stuff, but it's usually some of the darkest Star Wars content I've ever read. I won't go into spoilers, but the setting is like super grim and really pretty interesting in general, so yeah, it is worth giving this setting a chance for any of you who aren't too sure about it. Now lastly, as for the release date and stuff like that, they've not said anything just yet other than this is in early development, so I'm not expecting this game to come out for probably like 3 or so years, maybe late 2023 at the very earliest, but I'm actually leaning more towards 2024 or even 2025 to be honest, because the scale of this game looks and sounds ridiculous just from the trailer and what they've mentioned on the website, and personally I'd rather wait an extra year or two for a really high quality game, since we have so many other Star Wars games that will be dropping in 2023 or 2024. So yeah, as for the release date, we're not too sure yet, but I will keep you guys updated as best as I can. That is going to do it for this one though, guys. I will be back in a day or two with a full breakdown of the trailer as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But until then, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
Crush them! Make them suffer!